give her most humble thanks, but that I will hang my bugle in an invisible baldric all women shall pardon, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. I will live a bachelor!
Right, and I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I should lose more blood with love than I will gain again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up to the door of the brothel house with the sign of blind Cupid.
Well, if ever thou shalt fall from this post, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, my lord, hang me up like a bottle and a cat and shoot at me. Pew, 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 pew.
Well, as time shall try, for in time, even the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck out the bull's horns and put them in my own, and let me be vilely painted so as to say, here is Benedict, the married man.
If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad.
In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonatas and commend me to her, for she hath indeed made great preparation.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach.
Have Leonata any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's her only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudia?
Oh, my lord! Ever since thou and I went upon this intended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eyes. I liked, but had rougher tasks at hand than to drive the name of liking to the name of love. But now we've returned, and those war thoughts have left their places vacant. And in their rooms come soft, thronging, delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is.
Come, thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I'll with her and with her mother break, and thou shalt have her. It was not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story.
How sweetly you do administer to love, that you know love by his complexion.
I know that we will have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero that I am Claudio, and into her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. And after with her mother will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
Sister, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
As the event steps up, when they have a good cover, they show well outwards. The prince and Count Claudio were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it.
Had the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I can send for him and question him yourself.
Oh no, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all, that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
My lady, why are you thus out of measure sad?
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest. Eat when I have a stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath newly taken you into his grace. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
Why, I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. Well, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it build any model to build mischief on? Who but a fool betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Ooh, the most exquisite Claudia.
Even he.
Proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonata.
Oh, come, let us thither. This may prove food for my displeasure. That young couple have all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. Now you are both sure and will assist me.
To the death, my lady.
Let us to the great supper.
We'll wait upon your ladyship.
Was not Dame Jane here at supper?
I saw her not.
How tartly that lady looks. I can never see her, but I am heartburned for an hour afterwards. She is of a very melancholy disposition. He were an excellent man that were made just in the midway between her and Benedict. The one is too like an image, it says nothing. The other, like my lady's eldest son, never more tattling.
By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd of thy tongue.
In faith, she's too cursed.
So by being too cursed, God will send you no horn?
Just if he sends me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him, upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I would rather lie in the woolen.
Oh, well, you may light on a husband that hath no beard.
And what would I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him my waiting gentlewoman? No. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me. And he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your mother.
Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make curtsy and say, Mother, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another curtsy and say, Mother, as it please me.
Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. No, auntie, will not.
Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again.
Because you speak of wooing after a play, but note this before my notes, there's not a note of mine worth denoting.
Why, these are very cautious that he speaks. No notes, forsooth, and nothing.
Oh, make good room.
Come, lady, will you walk about with your friend?
So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company.
I may say so when I please.
And, when please you say so.
When I like your favor.
Speak low, if you speak loud.
I would you did like me.
So would not I, for your own sake. I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better the hearers may cry amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer, clerk.
No more words. The clerk has answered.
I know you well enough. You are Signor Dogberry.
At a word I am not.
I know you by the waggling of your head.
Oh, to tell you true, I counterfeit him.
You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. You are he. You are he.
At a word I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit?
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon.
Nor will you not tell me who you are?
Not now.
Well, that I was disdainful. This was Senor Benedict that said so.
Ooh, what's he?
I am sure you know him well enough.
I assure you I do not.
Has he never made you laugh?
I pray you, now tell me, what is he?
He is the prince's jester, a very dull fool. None but libertines delight in him, and his merit is not in his wit but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them, and then they laugh at him and beat him.
When I know the man, I'll be sure to tell him what you said.
Do. He'll but break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure not laughed at, strikes him into melancholy, and the poor fool will eat no supper that night. Come, we must follow the leaders.
Sure, my brother withdrawn her mother to break with her about it. The ladies follow her, but one visor remains.
And that is Claudio. I know him by his bearing.
Are you not Signor Benedict?
Oh, you know me well, I am he.
Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. He is no equal for his birth.
How know you that he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight.
Come, let us to the banquet.
Thus answer I in the name of Benedict. To hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. Certain so that the prince woos for himself. Friendship is constant, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore, all hearts in love use their own tongues. Farewell, therefore, hero.
Count Claudio!
Yea, I am he.
Come, will you go with me?
Whither?
The prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Oh, now you strike like the blind man.
If you will not leave me to... I will leave you.
Alas, poor hurt fowl. But my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. The prince's fool. It may be I go under that title because I am married. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
Signor, where's the count? Did you see him?
Troth, my lord, I found him here as melancholy as a lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had won the part of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree.
The lady Beatrice had the quarrel to you? The gentleman that danced with her told her that she is much wronged by you.
She misused me past the endurance of a block. She told me, not knowing that I had been myself, that I was The prince's fool that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance that I were a man on a mark with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poignant and every word stabs. Come, speak not of her.
Look, here she comes!
Come, I will go on any errand that your grace can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker from the furthest inch of Asia, rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy. Have you no employment for me?
None. But to desire your good company.
Here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, you have lost the heart of Signor Benedict.
Indeed, my lord. He lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it. A double heart for his single one. He wanted of me once before with false dice, therefore your grace may well say I have lost it.
You have put him down, lady. You have put him down.
I have brought Count Claudio, whom you sent me to seek.
Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad?
Not sad, my lord.
How then, sick?
Neither, my lord.
The Count is neither sad, nor sick, nor merry, nor well, but civil Count, and something of that jealous complexion.
Here, Claudio. Claudio! I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero is won! I have broken her mother, and her goodwill obtained. Name the date of marriage, and God give you joy.
Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it.
Speak, Count. It is your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. My lady, if you are mine, I am yours. Give myself up to you and dote upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin! Or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither. He is in her heart.
And so she doth, cousin.
Good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry, hey ho, for a husband.
Lady Beatrice, I will get you one. Will you have me, lady?
No, my lord, unless I might have another for her working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your pardon. I was born to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you. For out of question, you were born in a merry hour.
No, sure, my lord, my mother cried. But then a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousins, God give you joy.
Please, will you look to those things I told you?
I beg your grace's pardon.
By my troth, the pleasant-spirited lady.
There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I have heard my daughter say she has often dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband.
Oh, by no means. She mocks all her wooers out of suit.
She were an excellent wife for Benedict.
Oh, Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad.
County, Claudio! When mean you to go to church?
Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches to love hath all his rights.
Not till Monday, my dear son, which is hence a just 7 night, and a time too brief, too, to have all things answer my mind.
Come, you shake the head, it's so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time will not go dully by us. For I, in the interim, have taken it upon myself to undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring the Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. For I would fain have it a match if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you direction.
My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights' watchings.
And I, my lord.
And you, gentle hero?
I will do any modest office, my lord, to help my cousin to a good husband.
And Benedict is not the unhopefulest husband that I know. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. Nay, I say his glory shall be ours, for we are the only love gods!
Love gods!
Go in with me and I will tell you my drift.
And so, the Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonata.
Yea, my lord, but I can cross it.
How canst thou cross this marriage?
Not honestly, my lady, but so covertly that no dishonesty will appear in me.
Show me briefly how.
I think I told your ladyship a year since how I am in the favor of Margaret, the waiting gentlewoman, the hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the night, appoint her to look out of her lady's chamber window.
And what life is in that to be the death of this marriage?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go to the prince, your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale, such a one as hero.
And what proof shall I make of that?
Oh, proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero and kill Leonata. Look you for any other issue?
Only to despite them will I endeavor anything.
Go then, draw down Pedro and Claudio alone. Tell them that Hero loves me. They'll scarcely believe this without trial, but offer them instances which will bear no less likely than to see me at a chamber window. Hear me term Margaret Hero, and hear Margaret term me Baraccio, and do this the very night of the intended wedding. For I will so fashion that Hero shall remain absent, and there will appear such seeming truths of disloyalty that jealousy will be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown.
Be cunning in the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats. I will presently go and learn their day of marriage.
Are you good men and true? Yea, or else they should suffer salvation, body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them if they should have any allegiance in them. Being chosen for the prince's watch!
Did I not tell you she was innocent?
But Margaret was in some fault for this, although against her will, as it appears in the true course of all the question.
Well, I'm glad that all things start so well.
And so am I, being asked by faith and forced to call young Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Daughter, and you gentlewomen all, withdraw into a chamber by yourselves, and when I call for you, come hither masked. The Prince and Claudio have promised by this hour to visit me. Sister, you know your office. You must be mother to your sister's child and give her to young Claudio, which I will do with confirmed countenance.
Friar, I must entreat your pay.
Come, Friar Francis, be brief, only to the plain form of marriage, and you shall recount their particular duties afterwards.
You come hither, my lord, to marry this lady.
No.
To be married to her, Friar, you come to marry.
You come hither, lady, to be married to this count.
I do.
If either of you know any inward impediment why you should not be conjoined, I charge you on your souls to utter it.
Know you any hero?
None, my lord.
Know you any count?
Oh, I dare make his answer none.
Oh, what men dare do. What men may do. Oh, what men daily do. Not knowing what they do. Friar, stand me aside. Mother. Dost thou, with free and unconstrained soul, give me this maid, your daughter?
As freely, son, as God did give her me.
There, Leonata. Take her back again. Do not give this rotten orange to your friend. She is but a sign and semblance of her honor. Behold, how like a maid she blushes here. Oh, what authority and show of truth can cunning sin cover itself withal? Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were a maid by these exterior shows? Well, she is not! She knows the heat of a luxurious bed. Her blush is guiltiness and not modesty.
What do you mean, my lord?
Not to marry. Not to knit my soul to an approved wanton.
It's my lord well that he doth speak so wide.
Oh, sweet prince, why speak not
What
you?
should I speak? I stand dishonored to have gone about to link my dear friend to a common stale.
Are these things spoken, or do I but dream?
Oh, ma'am, these words are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like an option.
It's true, oh God.
There, Leonata. Do I not stand here? Is this not the prince? Oh, is that the prince's sister? Is his face not hero's? Are our eyes our own?
All this is so, my lord, but what of this?
Then let me but move one question to your daughter, and by that motherly and kindly power invested in you, I bid her answer truly.
I charge thee do so as thou art my child.
Oh God, defend me, how I beset.
To answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot that name with—
Marry Hero! Hero itself can blow out Hero's virtue! What man was he talked with you outside your window yesternight betwixt 12 and 1? Now if you are a maid, answer to this.
I spoke with no man at that hour, my lord.
Why then, you are no maiden. Leonata, I am sorry, you must hear. Upon mine honor, myself, my sister, and this grieved count did see her, hear her, at that hour last night with a ruffian meet at her chamber window, who, like a most liberal villain, hath confessed to the vile encounters that they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Oh, fie, fie, my lord. They are not to be named, not to be spoke of. There's not chastity enough in language to utter without offense. Thus, pretty lady, I'm sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Fare thee well, Hero. Most foul, most fair, farewell. Thou pure in piety, thou in pious purity. For thee, I shall lock up all gates of love, and on mine eyelids shall conjecture hang, to turn all beauty into thoughts of harm.
Has no man's dagger here a point for me?
Oh, now, cousin, we're nursing you down. Come, come, let us go. These things come best in life. Smother her spirits up.
How's up the lady?
Dang, I think. Help, Auntie, Senior Benedict Friar. Hero, sweet hero. Auntie, help!
Fate, take not away thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that may be wished for.
No, hero.
Have comfort, lady.
Dost thou look up?
Yea, wherefore should she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, hero, do not open thine eyes! For did I think thou wouldst not quickly die, thought I thy spirits were stronger than thy shames. Myself would on the rearward of reproaches strike at thy life! Grieved I had but one. One too much by thee! Why had I one? But mine, and mine I loved, and mine I praised, and mine I was proud on, and mine so much that myself was to myself not mine, valuing of her. Oh, she, woman, she is fallen into a pit of ink. The wide sea hath drops too few to wash clean again, and salt too little which may season again to her foul, tainted flesh.
Lady, be patient. For my part, I am so tired and wonder I know not what to say.
On my soul, my cousin is malign.
Oh, lady, were you her bedfellow last night?
No, truly not. Although, until this last night, I have this 12-month been her bedfellow.
Confirmed! Confirmed, oh vicious stronger maid that was before barred off with ribs of iron! Would the two princes lie? And Claudio lie, who loved her so that, speaking of her foulness, washed it with tears. Hence from her! Let her die!
Hear me a little, for I have only been silent so long and given way to this course of fortune. By noting the lady, I have marked 1,000 blushing apparitions to start to her face. 1,000 innocent shames in angel whiteness beat away those blushes, and in her eye there hath appeared a fire to burn the air that these princes hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool. Trust not my reading nor my observations, which with experimental seal doth warrant the tenor of my book. Trust not my age, my reverence, calling, nor divinity, if this sweet lady lie not here guiltless under some biting error.
Friar cannot be. Thou seest that all the grace that she hath left is that she will not add to her damnation a sin of perjury. She not denies it.
Lady, what man is he that you are accused of?
They know that to accuse me. I know none, if I know more of any man than that which maiden modesty doth warrant, let all my sins lack mercy. Oh, my mother, prove you that I met with any man at hours unmet, or that I maintained the change of words with any creature yesternight. Refuse me, hate me, torture me to death.
There is some strange misprison in the princes.
Two of them have the very bent of honor. And if their wisdoms be misled in this practice, if it lies in chain the bastard, whose spirits toil in frames of villainies.
I know not. If they speak but truth of her, these hands shall tear her!
wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall well hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Your daughter here, the prince, is left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish it that she is dead indeed. Maintain a mourning ostentation, and on your family's old monument hang mournful epitaphs, and do all rites which appertain unto a burial.
What shall become of this? What will this do?
Mary, this, well carried, shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. That is some good. She, dying, as it so must be maintained upon the instant she was accused, shall be lamented, pitied, and excused of every hearer. For it so falls out that what we have, we prize not to the worth whilst we enjoy it. But being left and lost, why then we rack value. Then we find the virtue that possession would not show us whilst it was ours. So will it fare with Claudio. When he shall hear that she died upon his word, the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into the study of his imagination, more moving, delicate, and full of life than when she lived indeed. Then shall he mourn, and wish he had not so accused her. No, though he thought his accusation true.
Signor Leonardo, let the friar advise you. And though you know my inwardness and love is very much to the Prince and Claudio, yet know that I will deal in this as secretly and justly as the soul should with the body.
Being as I flow in grief, the smallest twine may leave me.
Come, lady. Die to live. This wedding day, perhaps, is but prolonged. Have patience and endure.
Good morrow, Claudio. We here attend you. Are you yet determined today to marry with my sister's daughter? Here's the friar ready.
For this I owe you. This is other happenings. Which one shall I seize upon?
This same as she, and I do give you her.
Sweet, let me see your face.
No. That you shall not till you take her hand before this friar and swear to marry her.
Well then, let me see your hands before this holy friar. I am your husband if thou likest.
And when I lived, I was your other wife. And when you loved, you were my other husband.
Another hero!
Nothing certain. One hero died defiled, but I do live. And as surely as I do live, I am a maid.
The same hero. Hero that is dead.
She died, but whilst her slander lived.
All this amazement can I qualify, when that after the holy rites are ended, I'll tell you largely of their hero's death. Meanwhile, let wonder seem commonplace, and to the chapel let us press.
It's often fair, friar. Which one is Beatrice?
I answer to that name. What's your will?
Do not you love me?
Well, no. No more than reason.
Well, then your aunt and the prince and Count Claudio are mistaken. They swore you did.
Do not you love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Why, then my cousin and Margaret are much deceived, for they had sworn you did.
They swore you were sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
'Tis no such matter. Then you do not love me?
But as in friendly recompense.
Come, cousin, I am sure you love this gentleman.
And I'll be sworn upon it that he loves her. For in this sheet of paper lies a halting sonnet written by his own pure brain, fashioned to Beatrice.
Oh, and here's another, written in my cousin's hand, stolen from her pocket, containing her love unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here's our hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but in this light, I take thee for pity.
I would not deny you, but by this good day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were in a consumption.
Peace. I will stop.
How dost thou, Benedict, the married man?
Prince, thou art sad. Get thee away. Get thee away! There is no staff more reverend than one tipped with horn.
My lord, your sister Jane has taken flight and brought with armament back to Messina.
Think not on her till tomorrow. I'll devise thee brave punishments for her. Strike up, pipers!